Are you looking for ways to lower your energy bill this winter? Because I know I am. PGE has this customer dashboard that makes it easy to see how you're using energy, and it gives you helpful insight into your daily habits. Just log into your PGE account and use the Home Energy Analysis tool to update your home profile. In minutes, you'll get personalized tips on how to make these energy-saving adjustments. Check it out at portlandgeneral.com/myuse. That's portlandgeneral.com/myuse. In celebration of the grand opening of the new Mark Rothko Pavilion, the Portland Art Museum is offering free admission from November 20th through the 23rd. There's also live music, DJs, curator tours, art making, and so much more. The new pavilion adds 100,000 square feet of public walkways and gallery space, and this expansion highlights nearly 300 major new acquisitions. That includes works that are rarely or have never before been on view. It's almost like a whole new Portland Art Museum. So go check it out. From November 20th through the 23rd, it's absolutely free. Hopefully, I'll see you there. Today on CityCast Portland, we're talking about all of our top picks for the month of November, from food to entertainment and everything in between. Join me on the show are our very own producers, John Notarianni and Julia Fiaioni. It's Monday, November 3rd. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Happy November, everyone. Welcome to the show, Julia, John. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Hey.
Hey.
If you're new to the show, our monthly guides are something we started doing here at CityCast Portland to feel a bit more connected to our city, because we all know it's so easy to get stuck doing the same old, and missing out on all the cool things happening around you. And November is usually the start of the rainy season, so it can just be even harder to motivate yourself to leave your house. And if you at all have that disaffective, what's the official word for it when you're like sad?
Oh, sad.
Seasonal affective disorder,
There we
baby.
go.
Oh, bah, bah, bah.
Yeah, this is what happens, you guys. It starts now, and then what ends up happening is you're like, oh, it's okay, I'm fine, I'm cozy. And then in comes January, and you're so depressed, and you have no idea why. And it's because you haven't left your house in 3 months. So this is a warning to everyone. So hopefully after you listen to today's show, you'll walk away with some new inspiration and ideas for how to have the best November possible. All right, well, let's jump right in. What's this month's obsession or an event that you think people should be really excited about?
I can go first. I have an obsession that is also an event. I am obsessed with the Portland Synth Library, which I'd known about for a couple years, but I never really explored until recently. It's like one of these Portland things that is almost too good to be true. It's a nonprofit that provides low-cost access to electronic music gear and education. They have a home base in the Lloyd Center Mall, and it really is like a lending library for synthesizers and drum machines and like effects and modular synthesizer pods. You can become a member and check these things out from this library. And we're talking about like nice gear, like drum machines that are worth hundreds of dollars. But they also have a bunch of classes that they do, right?
Oh.
So yeah, you can go and you can show up. This one just happened yesterday, but it's an intro to modular synthesis, specifically for women's, femmes, and non-binary folks. And they like walk you through basically just the concepts of how synthesizers work, and then let you loose on these huge walls of modular synthesizers where you can like patch the cables and like make your own tones.
This just makes me wonder if this is why Portland has so many people who are DJs. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I've been getting into Portlandia for the first time ever, some context here. And there was like a whole DJ Brawl skit. And it's making me think of this resource as like, oh, maybe these are the roots.
Well, this is a little different than DJing, but
Yeah.
But I totally know about Portland Synth, John, because I knew the people who started it. Like it was
cool.
over a decade ago. It was a long time ago, and it actually started on Sandy in some weird space there. And it's so nice to hear that it's moved to the Lloyd Center. Now it's in another weird space and in a different kind of mall.
Yeah.
But they used to have shows there. It was so cool.
Well, speaking of shows, the event portion that I'm psyched about is they are doing a show on Black Friday. at the mall.
Oh my God.
Nice.
So a lot of the details on it aren't quite out yet, but they're saying that they're going to be doing a benefit fundraiser show on Black Friday. They're going to have like live music. Something that also is cool. They don't just do audio synthesizers. They're really into like video synthesizers as well. So they're going to be doing like live video installation. There's going to be prizes. How perfect is that? That on Black Friday, the Lloyd Center is like throwing crazy electronic music shows.
Yeah.
So awesome.
What about you, Julia?
So something I've been thinking a lot about this month is our independent music venues. So I read an article that was put out by Coin recently that talked about how only 37% of Oregon's indie music venues were actually profitable last year, which made me really sad and just made me think a lot about some of the music venues in Portland that I really love, knowing that they tend to really struggle through the winter months because a lot of folks are just not going to shows like they do in the summertime. So this time around, I want to focus on one venue in particular that I checked out for the first time this weekend that's been on my list for a while. And they're called The Get Down. They're on Southeast 6th Avenue in the Central East Side industrial area, right near the Lollipop Shop and My Father's Place and the Coffin Club, all those solid late night spots. It's turned into kind of like a little bit of a hub now for that. But I went to go see Micaiah McCraven there. They're a Chicago jazz drummer.
Awesome.
And it was a totally sold out show. But the coolest thing about it is like it's about a 400 person capacity, but there was plenty of space at this show still. And the reason why that is that they're a full basement venue, but their bar is in a separate room than where the stage is. And both of those areas are huge. And the sweetest thing about it is that they're still similarly themed, where everything is like this dark purple, blue, pink lighting. And then there's a disco ball in the stage area. And it just feels so cohesive and cozy. But the sweetest thing was that there weren't like your usual security guards that you get at like the Roseland or the Crystal Ballroom, where people are kind of like dictating where you can and cannot stand. At this spot, everybody's kind of spilling out into all the different standing areas. And it felt like really free and communal, like almost like you were in somebody's basement, but like done up super well with like amazing sound. So it's turned into one of my favorite venues. And I was looking at some of their shows coming up for November, and they have such a wide range of artists. It's like mind-blowing. So Wine Lips are coming. They're a punk psych rock band. They're playing on November 7th.
That's such a good name. I'm sorry.
Wine Lips is super
Wine
fun.
Lips.
I like them a lot. Yeah.
Just a shout out. They're originally from Toronto. So
Oh, really?
hey, some
Yeah.
credit
Yeah.
there.
I mean, I could still like them.
I know the Dodgers Blue Jays beef right now is hard.
Listener, I need you to know that by the time this comes out, this might be irrelevant, but Julia is wearing a Toronto Blue Jays hat as we're recording this, and I'm wearing an LA Dodgers hat, and we both are doing this very passive aggressively to each other.
It runs deep. It runs deep. So there's a goth themed night called Dead on a Sunday on November 8th. And then the Delvin Lamar Organ Trio is playing on November 20th. They're a soul jazz group from Seattle. They have a 2-night tribute to the band Fish on November 25th and 26th. And then there's a queer blacklight dance party on November 28th. And that's not even all that's going on there. There's a ton of other shows happening as well. A bunch of other EDM artists too. But it's like such a crazy range of folks that show up there. I have tons of friends that have been wanting to go but haven't made the time. And I'm like, folks, you gotta go to this place. Like it's like top notch in terms of Portland indie venues.
Julia, can I tell you that this whole time I thought the Get Down was the Goodfoot?
Yes, and people always mix them up too. It's so funny. Yeah, totally different spot.
When you were explaining this, I was like, I know I did this. It's because both names sound like something James Brown would yell out. He would like be like, yeah, get down,
Yeah.
Goodfoot. And it just sounds... Because of that, they sound like the same. And so
Yes.
I thought, when you were talking about the Get Down and you're like, oh, I went for the first time. I'm like, girl, you live at the Get Down. And I'm like,
I
oh
know,
no,
I
it's the
know.
Goodfoot that you
Totally
live at.
different space.
Yeah.
So the
okay.
Get Down is right in the Central East Side. It's just a killer venue.
Well, thank you for explaining how it's different from the Goodfoot because it's news to me.
Key detail.
I know, key detail.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, the thing that I'm actually looking forward to this month, you guys, is crabbing. It's crabbing season. Here's an interesting part about crabbing right now. You can't do it in the ocean. It's like restricted. And so you can only do it in estuaries or off docks or like, in little bays or whatever. Once November's done, you can go out. I don't know who's out there, but like deep sea, crabbing. That's how you get your fun. I don't know. But I wanted to just shout out a couple of these marinas where you could, for like $130 for 2 to 3 hours, you get a boat plus all the gear needed, including that little like thing that makes it like so you can measure if you can keep the crab or not, like all this the stuff that I was just like, there's so many things to have. So shout out Kelly's Brighton Marina, which is just south of Manzanita. There's Jetty Fishery. There's also the Wheeler Marina. For $95, you can get a boat for 3 hours. I think you have to get your own stuff, but like,
oh my gosh, that's a bargain.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Even if you're like, I don't want to go crabbing, I just want to go around the bay in November, $95 for 3 hours. And there's also the Garibaldi Marina. I will say I myself have been to the Kelly's Brighton Marina just to eat crab. And it was some of the best crab I've ever had. Like you can see it, like it's getting pulled, it gets thrown, there's all these like different butter sauces and it's outside, guys. So it is a little cold. I'm not going to lie. The two things I remember about being at this marina was that my face felt like it was going to fall off because I was so cold and that I was literally experiencing the best crab I've had.
So worth it.
Yeah, it was so worth it. And it was like cheap, comparatively speaking. So yeah, anyhow, this is my plan for those who are also sad.
Yeah.
I love boats. I love being out on the water. I do hate like being cold, but I like being out on the water more than I hate being cold. And I love seafood. And so I'm like, this is my plan.
This like is the algebra of Portland in winter, right? Is like, what is the thing that you like to do that supersedes how bad it is to be cold and wet?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And then you find the gear that allows you to do that thing. And you're just like, we're going to be cold and wet and eating crab. And that's what we're doing in November, girls and boys, if you want to come.
I would so be there. I think it's just because I have a soft spot for these things around the holidays. My background is Southern Italian, so we cook these like massive fish dinners. So some of my best memories from being a kid was like cracking open crab legs with my family, and then getting to catch it yourself just makes it like feel like you earned it a little bit. Like it really, it kind of warms you up in a different way. So I would go. I haven't gotten an invite yet, but I would go with you on this boat.
Let me go this first time and see that I like it's, you know what I mean? I don't want to like, it's like, there's only 3 of us. We don't want to like leave John alone for a week because we both got hypothermia.
Sorry, Claudia's been lost at sea.
Too risky.
On her crabbing expedition, stranded on a desert island somewhere in the Pacific, just eating crabs by the handful.
I'm like, don't you find me. I'm having a great time. Well, perfect segue, because next up is, what are you guys hoping to eat or drink in November? I mean, obviously crab for me, but what about you guys?
I'm psyched on checking out Sunday Sauce, which is this restaurant that just opened. Do you know this, Julia?
I've heard of this one. I've walked past it a few times too. So tell me what's catching your eye.
So it's on Killingsworth in North Portland, kind of around the corner from where Tulip Shop is, if you know that area. So pretty close to where you and I live, Julia. This place just opened up. It was opened by the team behind Normandy, which is like really great. And their chef actually started this as a pop-up at Normandy. And, Sunday Sauce, it is an Italian-American comfort food sort of spot. Red sauce all around, which seems to be like one of the new trends here in Portland. They say that they're trying to bring like a 1990s Jersey Italian meets Portland vibe. Eggplant parm, pork chop marsala, and they have like a signature Sunday sauce, right? Which is rigatoni with braised beef and pork in a tomato sauce. They're open Wednesday through Sunday. They say that they're eventually going to start doing lunch next year. But it is just, to me, it just sounds like cozy, comfy, just great winter food. And it's super close to my house. So I'm definitely going to check it out.
Actually, I think I heard about this from Julia.
It very well could have been me, because I've just been trying to keep track of all the Italian spots opening up. And it's impossible because there's so many. It's insane. And there's even some that I know of under the radar from folks that work in the service industry where it hasn't been announced yet. And they're like, and guess what? It's Italian. I'm like, yeah, I could have guessed.
Oh no, is Italian the new pizza?
It really is. Just like Italian restaurants straight up. It's starting to become a thing.
Dude, we're going to be American Italian town. You know, they're like, Portland is pizza city, USA. And now that we're going to be like, oh, man, New York is going to hate us. Could you imagine taking red sauce Italian from New York? Like, they're just like, oh, I hate Portland.
They're going to be protesting on the streets. They're going to start shipping in New Yorkers just to cause a scene.
Oh, man. Yeah, I definitely want to try out this place. But what about you, Julia? What are you thinking?
Okay, so just to expand on the trend from last month's recommendation of please go out and eat soups, I'm picking out a spot in particular for a big bowl of pho. This spot is called Tio Boon Ba Hue. It's on Southeast Harrison Street off of 82nd Avenue, kind of near Mount Tabor. And this spot was recommended to me by my friend Tony, who's from Vietnam. And he recommends this spot as some of the best pho you can get in town. So hot tip. And this is one of those kinds of restaurants where they only have a Yelp, which to me is always a great sign.
Yes,
and they have
true.
3 things on the menu. That's it. So their signature Bun Ba Hue, which is from the city of Hue in Vietnam. It's this north central coast region city that does this specific type of spicy beef noodle soup. It's much richer than pho, but made with lemongrass. So it's a totally different style of soup. But if you're going there for pho, of course, they only have 2 pho options. It's pho with beef broth and pho with chicken broth. And all 3 of these soups come in these massive bowls. It's also some of the biggest servings of pho you can get in town. And I can only eat half of it every time. I go and plan on getting a portion for myself and saving the second half for breakfast the next day because I love savory soup in the morning. It's so soothing, especially in the colder months. It kind of just like gets your system ready for the day. So this is just like the perfect rainy day spot. I love going in and taking a friend and being like, you can literally just pick what you want in 3 seconds. And then all we do is just sit and indulge in this amazing soup.
Nice. Cool. Well, last month, if you listened, if you're a listener, you know that my pick was soup. This month, it's squash.
What about squash, huh?
Y'all, squash is so good. Have you had it?
I know her.
Oh,
I know her.
It's pretty good. Butternut, my fave. But no, so I was one of those weird kids that always liked Thanksgiving more than Christmas because I found Christmas to be stressful, like all around, like your families or your financial situations. But it was very stressful at my house.
Mm-hmm.
But Thanksgiving was just fun. Like everyone would come over. There'd be tamales. There'd be like squash. There'd be food, and that's all you had to worry about was like when you were eating.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, I wanted to bring this up because a handful of years ago, I became closer friends with Native Americans who grew up in reservations, and they told me how shitty Thanksgiving is. And so for the longest time, I was just like, oh, I carried this like weird internal like guilt and shame for liking Thanksgiving, which I'm just, as a person who's also Indigenous, I need you to know, white people, the guilt is like deep for everyone. We all feel guilty. I have nothing to feel guilty about. I feel guilty. Yeah. I feel so bad. So I am so excited that more Indigenous dining is happening. And so if you too love Thanksgiving as a kid and still love those flavors and this, because what it is basically American cooking. It's like food from the Americas,
Mm-hmm.
I want to shout out Javelina Indigenous Dining because it is so cool. It's this Northeast restaurant. It used to be a pop-up, and I actually happen to know this woman's aunt.
No way.
This is how I found out is her aunt texted me. She lives in Yakima. She's part of Yakima Nation. She was like, hey, go to my niece's pop-up. And I was like, oh, what is she selling? She's like, well, she's Mexican, so she's going to be selling like tacos and stuff, but also fry bread. And I was like, well, I'm there. They also have like these prefix fancy dinner option called Anisha, which in the Yakima language, it means young daughter.
Oh.
Which is beautiful. It's like a couple who's putting this on. I've done the pop-ups, delicious. John, it looks like you want to tell me something. Have you been there?
Oh yeah. I mean, Javelina's been on my list for a long time, but I've never made it. Where are they now? Because they used to be at Lil Dame, right?
Yeah, no. So now they're kind of like Cully, like Beaumont, Wilshire area, Northeast Portland.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
So much sweet potato, so much braised elk shoulder. I'm looking at a blue corn tostada with seasonal squash, spiced oyster, mushrooms, cilantro. And again, this woman is like half Mexican and half Yakima and like other, Native American tribes. Mm-hmm. So she has a really interesting and unique take on Indigenous cooking. And I don't know. Go support and it's delicious. I can say I've had her food and it's so good.
I mean, 2 words, especially for these colder months, bison chili.
Yeah.
Come on.
For sure.
I'm there.
Awesome.
That sounds so good.
Well, let's take a quick break here, and when we get back, our hack for the month of November. We're getting to that time of year when we start sending out holiday cards and gifts to friends and family. And for me, it's always been a struggle to find cute stationery that isn't $1 million and isn't, kind of ugly. But I found an option that is woman and BIPOC owned, sustainable, supports local artists, has beautiful designs, and is printed right here in Portland. Allport Editions has been making artistic greeting cards and gifts since 1982. And they have an adorable storefront in the Kearns neighborhood, so you can go check them out yourself. Right now, they're having a holiday preview sale, which runs through November 10th, and CityCast listeners get 10% off all holiday items, plus a free gift online at allports.com or in store using the code CityCast25. They're also throwing in free shipping on orders over $75. Currently, my favorite design is their Holidays in Portland. It's this super colorful kaleidoscope of landmarks, landscapes, and activities that define our city during the holidays. There's even a cute drawing of Rose 2 and Tula 2, the mother-daughter elephant duo for zoo lights. It's so adorable. Anyhow, use CityCast25 for 10% off and a free gift at allport.com or the Allport Edition storefront in Northeast Portland. The Portland Bureau of Transportation wants to make riding your bike all year long a lot easier and more fun. Their program, Ride Through the Seasons, encourages you to try out cycling year-round through a series of group rides and skill-building workshops. In addition to all that, they're also hosting a month-long Rainy Rider photo contest in November with chances to win some awesome prizes. To learn more and get involved, text BIKE to 888-520-0526 or visit portland.gov/ride seasons. That's portland.gov/ride seasons.
This episode is sponsored by Doer. I'm David Plotz, CEO of CityCast. I'm lounging. Yes, I'm lounging in my performance denim slim straight jeans from Doer. They're incredibly comfortable. They're 5 times stretchier than traditional denim. But what's even better is that they feel stretchy without looking stretchy, so you can take them anywhere and look good. I've been wearing them to travel, out for dinner, now just hanging around my house since they are so delightful to stretch out in. Doer are pioneers of blending technical innovation with everyday clothing. They invented the original performance denim, so it's not surprising that Doer has made jeans that are the best of both worlds. Classic jeanswear style with the kind of comfort and performance you get from athletic wear. Also, they're the right color. Not too excessively deep blue and also not that middle school jean light blue, but a lovely indigo. My girlfriend, in fact, called them the perfect color. And she's got taste. Simply put, Doer makes the world's most comfortable pants without having to sacrifice style. Get a pair for yourself or as an amazing holiday gift. Go now to shopdoer.com/CCAustin. You'll get 15% off your first order. That's shopdoer.com/CCAustin for 15% off. shopdoer.com/CCAustin.
All right, guys, this is it. What is your hack for the month of November? Does the king of hacks want to go first?
I can go first. Yeah. November, I think that we tend to think of this as like not the biggest growing season in Portland, but it is the best time of year to plant a tree, actually. It is raining more, but like that wet weather really sort of helps the roots of a new tree to establish before the summer comes and dries everything out. Because you think about it, trees look dormant in the winter, but those roots are continuing to grow and it's absorbing all of this water that's coming down. And also there's a lot less insects at this time of year. So like for a baby tree, if you're planting it, this is like the time to do it. A lot of local nurseries have discounts and like big markdowns at this time of year. I was at a dinner party over the weekend and somebody was saying that like both trees and shrubs at Fang on North Lombard are like way, way discounted right now. So like go check out your local nursery. They might be having some sales. But of course, there's also so many options to like get a free tree from like the
I was
city
about to say.
or from a group associated with them. So like, yeah, Friends of Trees just got a new contract with the city and is doing a bunch of free plantings through the winter. Those plantings are sort of dependent on the neighborhood, you know, so they're not going to do it everywhere. But you can go to friendsoftrees.org and put your address in and see like if you're on their list, if your neighborhood is somewhere they're going to be planting trees. Like I checked it out and they're going to be in my neighborhood on January 17th.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. If you want to plant a tree like on your street side, you do want to get a permit from the city. They're going to check out to like make sure that it's not going to hit any power lines and that there's enough room for it. But if you want to plant a tree on private property, you don't need a permit.
You need a permit to plant a tree, like, in your sidewalk?
If it's in the right of way. So if it's in between like the sidewalk and the street,
Yeah, I
you
think
need to
it
get
is.
a permit. But if it's in like,
So-
Claudia's like,
Oh,
news to me.
no.
I'm
You're
like, oh, yeah,
oh,
that permit. Yeah, I got that permit.
interesting.
Everyone at the city listening, you didn't hear that. I got tomorrow. I look and like my tree's ripped out. And I'm like, God damn it.
Just plopped on the other side of the sidewalk.
Oh, God, now I got to call the city and be like, oh, I'm sorry. I think I owe you money. I don't know.
The last thing I do want to say, there is also a program through Urban Parks and Forestry to also plant trees in a bunch of neighborhoods that is
Oh.
going to be beginning in November. Those have already been figured out for this year, so you can't like jump in. But like keep an eye out for next spring when they're going to be announcing a number of neighborhoods where they're planning on planting free trees, and you can get on that as well.
Oh,
Nice.
awesome.
Well, what about you, Julia? What's your hack?
So I've been thinking a lot about what's going on with SNAP benefits disappearing for a lot of folks. So if you haven't heard, this month, because of the ongoing government shutdown, 757,000 Oregonians who rely on SNAP benefits for food assistance will not be getting those benefits. So that's about 1 in every 6 people in our state, which when you think about it that way, it's like, okay, I probably know some folks who are on SNAP benefits right now. So to make it easy on y'all, my hack is just recommending a few local nonprofits that are helping with this issue.
Yeah.
And I just want to note, as of Friday, which is when we're taping this, there were a few federal rulings that could actually force the Trump administration to continue paying SNAP benefits, which would change things. But regardless, food banks could still use your support right now. So that first one would be Urban Gleaners. They're a local nonprofit that actually likes to take specifically fresh produce, unserved leftovers from catered events, which is happening a ton right now through the holiday season. And food that's like past its due date, but is still good. So the stuff in your fridge where you're like, maybe I'm just kind of bored of this, but it's still tasty and something that I would eat. That's exactly what they're looking for. And it's as simple as just dropping by their warehouse on Southeast 6th Avenue from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and they'll be able to decide if the food is good enough to keep and donate to other folks that need it in our community. And then there's also another local nonprofit, the Sunshine Division, and they're on Southeast Stark, open in the mornings and afternoons, Tuesday through Saturday, and they're looking for non-perishable items. So the things mostly associated with food banks like canned meats and peanut butter, boxed dinners, pasta sauce, things that can stay on the shelf for a while. And then the last one is just regular old Oregon Food Bank. They're located on Northeast 33rd in Portland, and then on Northwest 173rd in Beaverton. And they're always looking for volunteers, but an even easier thing is just setting up a regular monetary donation. It's like the first thing that pops up when you go on their website. So if you're feeling like all the food donation, volunteering stuff is stressing you out, but you do have the option to give right now for folks that really need it, go on the website. They'll take care of it for you. So yeah, it's just been on my mind right now. I have some friends that I know are feeling pretty anxious going into this month, and it's just something that I feel like we can all help out with in
Yeah.
little ways.
No, that's such a good and important hack.
Just something to keep in mind too, the Sunshine Division gives you advice on how to run your own food drive. And like so many folks are having their niche events going on around town constantly. And it doesn't cost anything to turn that into a food drive. Just set up a bin and ask folks to bring in items on their list that aren't expired, and that's it. Done.
Yeah, such a good hack. Well, my hack is more for people who are still looking for things to do when it's rainy. I'm literally, that's
Yeah.
all I'm thinking about, you guys, is about me not getting sad. I'm sorry. I'm just like, I cannot get depressed. Okay. So you guys, I did not grow up really playing board games, but I have so many friends who are good at it. And what's really frustrating is that if you didn't grow up playing board games, you tend to be really bad at them, because you just don't have that mentality. So I've been trying to like train myself to be good at it. Every time I'm just like, oh man, I got to read all this, and everyone's just like, oh, it's like Settlers of Catan meets blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. So here are some places that you can try out board games before you buy them. Mock's Boarding House, which is also cool because you can go there and eat and drink, which
that
is
place
awesome.
rocks.
Yeah. There's Puddletown Games, which has like a little loaning library.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also Guardian Games, which is actually where I got my first adult card game. And it wasn't sexual in any way. I'm just saying it wasn't like Pokemon. It was
A card game for adults.
yeah. And I literally just was like, no board game knowledge.
Yeah.
Me play one. They're just
Yeah.
like, here, smash them up. You're going to love it. And I did love it. I now have expansion packs. But anyhow, guys, we're not going to, I'm like, again, talking to myself here. We're not getting sad this November. We're going to be crabbing. We're going to be eating squash. And we're going to be playing board games.
Yeah, I want to add one more to that list. Giant Space Hamster Games, which opened recently on North Greeley.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a space. I actually got this through our Portland neighbors shout outs. One of our readers and listeners shouted this place out. So yeah, it's on North Greeley, sort of close to you, Claudia. And they are a board game store, but they also do sort of like open board game nights at that shop
That's so
as
cool.
well.
What's it called? Giant Hamster?
Giant Space Hamster Games. Apparently, giant space hamsters are large, bear-sized hamsters in the Dungeons and Dragons universe.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad.
Space hamsters,
I was like, they exist.
I know.
Okay. So we've gotten to the point of the show where we think of all the things that we listed, we pick our favorite, and we vote for what we're going to do together. So, Buchla, John, just all of us in a room with a Buchla.
Oh, a Buchla synthesizer?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to spend $10,000 on synthesizer modules.
We're just basically, that's what we each buy, one 5,000 module of a Buchla, because they're so expensive. And then we don't even have a studio, but we'll have like a synth studio.
This show will change quite a bit if we do that.
That's so funny. Could you imagine that? Like, people listen to the show and they're like, it got really weird. Like, it's just lots of bleeps and bloops. And it's like a really uninformative radio lab now.
But they're clearly having a lot of fun.
Well, they're having a lot of fun.
Okay, I really want to go to Javelina. It sounds like it's been on our
Really?
lists for a long
Same.
time.
I'll
Yeah.
go back. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. Okay, we're going to Javelina.
Yay!
Awesome. Well, that was easy. That was actually really easy. I'm still down for Buchla, but like, yeah, let's all eat at Javelina. Well, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Everyone listening, if you have something really cool that you're doing this November, that is specific to November or whatever, like, let us know. Portland at citycast.fm. We're always taking suggestions. We're always shouting out stuff that is happening. And yeah, I hope that you have the best November ever. Seriously.
Yeah. Thanks, Claudia.
Thank you.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend or rate and leave us a good review. It really helps us out. And don't forget, you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast neighbor. Just visit membership.citycast.fm for all the details. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you with Slims.